pursuing. So as we gather here, I challenge you to come up with homegrown solutions to our challenges so that we can address the vulnerabilities that we are talking about here. And I'm happy that when I was going through the program, I have seen distinct presenters here. If I don't mention you, it's not because I hate you, but because I have got limited time. But I have seen on the list, there is Tamara Kamangantala, who is going to talk about leveraging carbon credits for resilience. I have also seen Dr. Henry Kankwamba, who is going to talk about climate change assessment. As one of climate change experts in this country, and a topic that I would be sharing with Tony Blair in Baku today, I have already seen the solutions that maybe we are not utilizing that would become a remedy to our economic challenges. Something that would have added the value to our GDP. But we have not yet started doing that. And why am I saying about economic theories that are not adding value to our solutions, are not worth pursuing? I just gotten a few lists. The Keynesian economics that advocates using active government policy to manage aggregate demand to address or prevent economic recessions, or whether you are following Malthusian economics that focuses much on population growth, and they talk about the population growth outpacing food production, leading to widespread famine and poverty, or laissez-faire capitalism theory, or the mercantilism economic theory that talks much of increasing more exports because of production and less import so that we can balance up the trade, or the classical economics, or any other theory that you would think of. If such a theory is not adding value in addressing our economic challenges, then it is as good as leading it for the sake of passing our exams. And that's not what we want. I was in a certain meeting with Dr. Wilson and the owner, no, you are not owner, but the CEO Kajaj and a few others. And then we were challenged to say, please, within a specified time, could you address ABC? And we were actually banging heads. Which theory are we going to use that can give dividends within 14 days? I tell you, not because, but because we wanted something which is tailor-made to our situation. Now here are the big brains that are here. And I hope immediately I exit the room, now that I have challenged you, you now start thinking about how best do we address the Malawian economic challenges. Whether you go on the debt for nature swaps way or any other way, what is important is that Bechan will be able to report to me kuda joga daibesa. And hamena nagumana kunyanja aja aveza solution to our challenges. This conference, therefore, has come at a very important moment as we confront a rapidly shifting global economic landscape, one that demands urgent and innovative responses. The question that this conference must answer together with us is how can we drive sustainable growth amidst these vulnerabilities? Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to express my sincere gratitude to the Economics Association of Malawi for organizing this important annual economic conference. The role of economists, both in academia and in practice, is critical in shaping national policies and steering our economy through turbulent times. Today's gathering, which is this gathering, brings together a diversity of perspectives from government, the private sector, non-government organizations, civil society organizations, and development partners. This blend of voices is precisely what we need as we discuss the future of our economy and the strategies necessary to achieve our national goals, particularly those espoused in the Malawi 2063. So Thomas, I haven't forgotten you. Ladies and gentlemen, our economy, though resilient, has struggled with persistent challenges. Over the last 3 years, real gross domestic product growth has averaged 2.43% per annum, a figure far below what is needed to transition Malawi to an industrialized upper middle income country by 2063. This low economic growth has been underpinned by, to a large extent, a series of climate crises that have either negatively affected agricultural output or destroyed productive economic infrastructure, necessitating rebuilding efforts. So when Dunga was on the podium here, then Bechani was actually asking me, are you able to get all those damage? What Bechani was trying to say is, can we apply theory into practice, and then we have an output that is indeed corresponding to what Dunga was saying? And I just said, then you can say, or we have witnessed the compounding effects of external shocks, ranging from the global impacts of COVID-19 pandemic to increasingly frequent climate-related disasters that have perpetually hit our country year in and year out. These disruptions have not only hampered our efforts to achieve macroeconomic stability, but also laid bare the vulnerabilities within our economic structure. However, as we have been globally, economies that face similar vulnerabilities have found ways to mitigate the impact of external shocks through strategic interventions. The theme of this year's conference, the President and Governor, Economic Priorities for a Vulnerable Economy, is particularly timely and befitting. Vulnerabilities in our economy are not unique to Malawi. Similar challenges have been experienced globally due to climate change, rising energy costs, and disruptions to global supply chains. However, successful economies have been shown or have shown that vulnerabilities does not mean inevitability. Countries that have faced severe economic disruptions have remerged their growth paths, leveraged innovation, and implemented sustainable long-term strategies to turn the tide. So when you are close to Jacob, you can translate what I want to say, because I will say it in our vernacular language so people can understand this. I think Gumbadi and the team will understand. So, Chaga Joyamba, and I hope you are with me. Bambwage muntu ina anamwalira. Nde yeyo ngati mwana wao, anadenga ndrama kugula coffee. Nduwayiga. Nde uli ndrama imene anagulira coffee, imene ine okhala ndrama imene amene ogulira fried rice. So, tayo golola itafika, achichola ulendo uno bwanji simunagolole, akuti you remember the money that I wanted to use to buy fertilizer. Ndizija tidagulira coffee ya madala. That very year, anthu anamvetsa. Chaka chachiwiri sadagololesa. Bwanji chaka chino simunagolere. Kungoyambira nthawi imene anati siya madala ntagula coffee nichi. Ulimi wanga sukuyenda bwino. Chaka chachitatu sanataniso sanagololesa. Kumufunsa bwanji, auti apacha mukumbukira kuti ulimi wathu udasokonekera, nthawi imene abambo anga anatanija anamwalira. So pakati pa iyeyo ndi abambo ake amene anali ndi joga kuti azikolola ndi ndani? The answer is abambo ake. Tilimodzi. So there are sometimes mavuto omwe tifetu kumana naowa azizatu akumana ndi mavuto omwewa, but they are advancing because they have got their own solutions. They have become so innovative. That's why I'm challenging you here to have homegrown solutions, because sikamangolia COVID this year, COVID, we need to get means and ways. Hello? Am I talking to you? If it would be in a church where I preach, I would say amen. Thank you very much. However, successful economies, I'm repeating on that one, have shown that vulnerability does not mean inevitability. Countries that have faced severe economic disruptions, just like ours, have reimagined their growth paths, leveraged innovation, and implemented sustainable long-term strategies to turn the tide. As we seek to follow this example, our focus must be on crafting solutions that align with Malawi's unique challenges and opportunities. Let us also remember that global comparisons provide valuable lessons, but our approach must be tailored to local context and constraints. In this context, the government's ATM strategy is highly talked to by Professor Dunga, focusing on agriculture, tourism, and mining, is designed not only to mitigate risk, but also to unleash untapped potential. When I was Minister of Trade, the President sent me to Botswana, where there was US-Africa Business Summit. This is where I learned that Botswanas are diamonds. Diamonds are Botswanas. In that aspect, it means they value much of their mineral deposits. We have got so much in terms of mineral health, ruby, rutile. But how much are we getting out of this? Time has come now that we can quantify the mineral deposits, monetize them to help us recalculate our GDP so that our GDP value now changes. This is where we need to do, where we need to go and what we need to do. So, agriculture, which contributes about 23% to Malawi's GDP, must become climate smart, embracing innovations such as drought-resistant crops and advanced irrigation techniques. For tourism, a sector with enormous potential, it is crucial to invest in eco-friendly infrastructure that aligns with global sustainability trends. The mining sector, which remains underdeveloped, requires strategic policies that encourage value addition and sustainable extraction, ensuring long-term benefits. The ATM strategy is not just a set of policy ambitions, it is a comprehensive framework for diversifying our economy. Through enhanced agricultural productivity, we can reduce over-reliance on land-fed agriculture and adapt to climate variability. In the tourism sector, infrastructure and eco-friendly practices will ensure that we capitalize on our natural beauty while preserving it for future generations. And Dunga talked about the Ecama. He talked about the Ecama. In mining, our goal is to promote value addition, local beneficiation, and craft policies that position Malawi as a responsible and attractive mining destination. Ladies and gentlemen, economics is the lens through which we must view the solutions. We should critically assess the current policy measures, identify gaps, and craft resilient frameworks that respond to our microeconomic challenges. Today, I urge the experts gathered here to not only engage in dialogue, but to challenge assumptions and offer action insights. What solutions can we pioneer to reduce our resilience on weather-dependent sectors? How can we mobilize domestic resources for better physical discipline? Our discussions must not only focus on identifying problems, but also on generating forward-thinking solutions. We need to explore ways to harness private sector investment, strengthen public-private partnerships, and mobilize both domestic and foreign resources to finance our development priorities. In closing, let us remember that Malawi's vulnerability is an opportunity, a chance to reimagine growth and restructure our economy. The path to achieving Malawi's 2063 is not a straight line, but with strategic focus, resilient policies, and collaborative efforts, we can overcome the hurdles that lie ahead. As government, we remain committed to implementing sound policy advice from conferences such as this one. I therefore challenge you that immediately after this conference, if there are action points, you also share with us through the ST, because some of the action points would add to immediate reactions to solutions that we are looking forward to. The contributions made over the course of this conference will shape decisions that could alter the trajectory of our path to development. I wish you fruitful discussions. I look forward to the insights that will emerge from this important gathering. Let us be a turning point for economic dialogue in Malawi. And in the spirit of one Malawi, one people and one nation. What does that mean? As a Pan-Africanist who believes in the Ubuntu philosophy of equality, I'm saying this once again. In the spirit of one Malawi, one people and one nation, I wholeheartedly declare the 2024 Ecama Annual Economic Conference officially open. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister. On behalf of the entire Ecama community, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to you for your presence and officially opening the 2024 Annual Economic Lecture Conference. Your words have set the tone for us, what we believe will be a remarkable gathering of economic minds, sharing knowledge, solutions, and perspective for Malawi's economic future. Your dedication and leadership, Honorable Minister, in stewarding Malawi's economic policies during the dynamic times inspire all of us. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for setting us on a course of thoughtful actions-oriented dialogue over the next few days. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we are going to have a group photo. We had planned to have it by the lakeside, but it's drizzling outside, so we'll have it in front of the conference hall. So we'll start with the high table, and then everyone else will follow. After that, there'll be a tea break, but I'd like to urge all of you to just take your tea and come back in here so that we continue the program. Thank you so much. The high table.
Of the Economics Association of Malawi Annual Conference 2024. In the opening address, the Minister of Finance, Simplex Cholabanda, has highlighted on a key number of issues that need to be discussed in this meeting by the experts, especially challenging them to come up with solutions that speak to the local situation, to the Malawi situation, saying that theories that do not apply to the Malawi situation are as good as academic theories that one must remember for them to get a pass in an exam. And therefore there is need for the experts in this conference to dissect and come up with solutions that will indeed help Malawi to indeed get through the challenges, the vulnerabilities that it has suffered in recent years. My name is Chimoyo Mangazi. Keep watching Times Television.